black screen, a slow breath. You wake to a world that laughs at you. Not because you failed, because you chose silence over spectacle. Because your pockets are empty today by design. You are patient, calculated, cold. Everyone laughs because you live cheaply. They see thrift as a joke. They see bargains as shame. They mock the coffee you bring from home. They scoff at your second-hand jacket. Laughter is loud. It fills rooms. It is a hunger dressed as an opinion. You smile anyway. You buy nothing to prove nothing. You count every dollar like a secret ritual. You refuse impulse like a vow. You watch, learning the cadence of desire in others. When they point and whisper, you feel a dark calm. You are not ashamed. You are not broken. You are deliberate. Friends buy luxury items while you save. They parade new cars, new phones, new names. Your inbox fills with photos of purchases. They tag you in the glow of spending. The world calls it success. You call it an audition. You see debt disguised as status. You see payment plans that will age them before their time. You count the real cost behind the filters. Every monthly payment is a chain. Every interest rate a slow leak. They do not notice, or they choose not to. You keep your hands in your pockets. You shift focus inward. You start to build an appetite for permanence. Small sacrifices now for a life that never needs to borrow. You start investing instead of spending. This is the quiet criminal act of the wise. You move money like a shadow across chess squares. Stocks, bonds, real estate, businesses humming in the background. You buy pieces of companies, pieces of land, pieces of future cash flows. You learn the language of returns and risk. You trade instant gratification for compound miracles. It feels illegal to the noisy world. They call you cheap. You call the market, and it answers. You set up automatic transfers at midnight. You watch accounts grow like fungi under moonlight. You reinvest. You diversify. You keep the lights low and the spreadsheets open. You sleep with your ear to balance sheets. Your assets quietly grow. The growth is not cinematic. No confetti, no applause, just decimals turning into pillars. Dividends arrive like anonymous letters. Rent checks slip through silences. Your phone buzzes with deposits, not likes. You have created weather that favors you. A storm outside becomes wind in your sails. You do not flaunt it. You do not need to. Compound interest is a slow, patient predator. It eats time, not dignity. You watch your net worth like a map. Every month a new boundary is claimed. You never spend the principal. You feed the machine instead. You become the kind of silent institution others rely on. You own your home, investments, and businesses. Paper becomes property. Savings become shares. Ideas become enterprises. You sign on lines with a calm hand. Keys rattle in your pocket like trophies. Buildings, accounts, brands, yours. Not borrowed, not leased, not rented. You sleep in a house you no longer pay rent on. You step into offices that cash once flowed into and now flows out of. You hire, you delegate, you architect systems that run while you sleep. Income turns from a pulse to a river. It floods in steady, dependable lines. You are not flashy. You are inevitable. The people who mocked you are now drowning in debt while you own everything outright. You watch them from a distance. Their laughter is gone, replaced by late notices, bank calls at dawn, divorce papers, repossessions, quiet defeats. They sold futures for momentary applause. They bought status at compound interest's expense. Now their lives are fragmentation. You remember their faces from the early days, how bright and loud they once were. You did not gloat. You did not rush the inevitable. You let time do the crushing. There is a hollow in watching others fall. It tastes like dark chocolate and cold iron. You feel nothing and everything. A strange mercy settles on your shoulders. You pick up pieces they cannot afford to collect. You buy businesses and auctions they cannot attend. You acquire assets with a surgeon's precision. You hold them, whole, like a slow harvest. Epilogue. It is not revenge. It is consequence. You lived below your means until you owned everything. People called you stingy, paranoid, strange. You were simply unwilling to rent your future to their present. You are silent, wealthy, and invisible. In the end, ownership is the loudest silence. You walk through rooms filled with proof. Proof that patience is a form of violence against time. Proof that restraint is a weapon. Proof that the mocked can become monuments. A clock ticks. You place another deposit. A name on a deed grows thicker. Night closes in. You smile like a lock snapping. Outside, the city still laughs. Inside, your house does not owe anyone anything. You own the lights. You own the walls. You own the debts that used to own people. You breathe. You are finally, terrifyingly free.